and my waste is fabric, I'm a code X. If I'm a kirana shop, it's A. If I'm a large retail home, it's so each of these trades have to. If I'm a leather is a different category of waste to fabric, right? So each category of waste should have a trade license waste code which has to be mandated. So you will not have your trade license renewed for operation unless you have managed to be able to categorize your waste. So
no, another thing what Kalpana said, these BBMP, these builders, they give you swimming pool, clubhouses, all sorts of this thing, but there is no place. We ask only for 20 by 30 or 30 by 40 for this solid waste management, which they are not ready to do it.
It is made mandatory.
Mandatory, exactly.
You will not get an occupation certificate unless it's provided.
Correct.
Now that is going forward. Yeah. So now that we have the population that we do, what can we take a conscious decision to say, all right, 2012 Jan 1 onwards is going to be this. What do we do up to 31st December 2011? And that itself, if it's mandated and stipulated, it can happen. There's no genius in this. It just
rain harvesting, they said.
Yeah,
it have to implement by the time everybody did it.
Has to do it.
I think this has to be done.
Mandatory. It should be made mandatory.
It can't be the women.
We are all good at blaming each other. But we
where's the system? So I'm saying we have to have a system, and that system then becomes the mandate that everybody has to follow. So if we are working on implementing this Kartavya system, which is for dry waste, if we have RWAs coming up for wet waste, and we have the BBMP looking at rejects. The other day I was speaking to a large a company that does landfills, and you have landfills today as a new concept in the middle of cities. So there's small areas that are clean, there's scientific technology, there's no leachate, there's no smell, there's no vultures, no eagles, nothing. So if we are actually able to take a look at everything in a zonal way, in situ, whatever I create, I burn, I use and I dispose and I manage right there. It should not leave my neighborhood, at the best not my zone. Certainly should be not going 65, 80 kilometers to landfills. We've all got to start thinking seriously about it. And logistics has a role to play, so we need to think about investing in a reverse logistics cycle.
Kalpana, again this question is for you because you work with IT companies, I was told. What about e-waste? How have you proposed a method to dispose them?
In fact, Sahas has e-waste. There have been 2 or 3 NGOs that have been doing a great job with e-Parisara, that have been doing a great job with e-waste. And again, like biomedical waste, it's a separate category. So a lot of times e-waste is collected even in large IT companies. We now have 2012, there are going to be MATE regulations for e-waste. So the industry conglomerate itself is coming up with a mandate, and Sahas has been working closely with them to be able to try and get this stipulated. So we are working to be able to get different companies to understand its logic, participate in its collection, and then there are many innovative ways both of disposal and managing. So it's a huge proposal. You'll see it happening in 2012.
This is a different waste.
It's a
different
presently
waste.
We have 3 companies authorized and approved by Pollution Control Board in Government of Karnataka. E-Parisara as recyclers and one more holdings or something, this Nandini Holdings, I think, they are there. But they are collecting everything e-waste, but now again while segregating, each resident has to segregate e-waste separate. Once e-waste is also separated, dry waste this thing, e-waste you don't pay anything further, but it's all old batteries and all will be destroyed scientifically. So they will collect it. Now in the dry waste collection center, we are making a compartment for keeping only e-waste. Again, as she said, e-waste in an apartment also, there may be whole month, there may be 500 or 10 kilos, nobody will lift it. So if it goes to a central place, all that can be lifted by the authorized dealer. Now we are requested Pollution Control Board to increase the number of these dealers, so that each zone there is one person who takes the e-waste out, so that e-waste will be completely out of picture. This is what we are thinking.
Just imagine it, Mr. Balram, you have a situation where today dry and wet are being collected, right? Today you have various conditions, including something like diabetes, where you have needles and syringes held, right? At this point in time, the biomedical is doing it for the large hospitals, nursing homes, diagnostic centers, right? But at individual levels, imagine if we were to say that every chemist puts up a little box and collects toxic waste, old tablets that have expired, needles and syringes used, and they just get tied into a collection cycle. So the van that is going to St. John's Hospital and to whatever else also stops and picks it up. You at no extra cost are integrating it into a system. So there has to be a
Good idea, Kapila.
systemic solution.
So that's